Good afternoon, everybody. Myself Nisha Raite, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, KTHM College, Nashik. I am going to teach you subject BOUT 232 Developmental Botany, and from this subject I will deal with the three credits, that is credit first, credit third, and credit fourth. We can see first the credit first, and from this topic first, that is the basic concepts of plant development, that is processes of plant development. And you can see in last lecture what is potency, what is commitment, what is specification, and induction and competence. These are the processes of plant development you can see in last lectures. And now today we can see about or discuss about determination and differentiation. Now first of all, what is potency? Potency is the power or energy to generate the whole plant. And what is commitment? Commitment, the cell fate or cell proceeds the certain fate, that is the meristematic cell from growing tip to the development of a plant part like leaf, stem, leaves. That is the commitment of this meristematic cell. And the specification, that is the cell fate to form a plant organ or tissues or whole plant, that is the specification. And what is competence? Ability to do something successfully or efficiently. And what is the specification? Specification, you can see what is specification. The cell fate, formation of a plant organ, plant part or plant tissues or whole plant. The determination. Determination of different cell types involves progressive restrictions in their developmental potential. When a cell chooses a particular fate, it is said to be determined, although it is still look just like its undetermined neighbors. That is, the cell chooses particular fate, that means the cell chooses to develop the plant organ like leaf or stem or root, then it is said to be determined. The next stage that a competent vegetative bird goes through is determination. A bird is said to be determined if it is progressed to the next developmental stage, that is flowering stage, even after being removed from its normal context. The florally determined bird will produce flower even if it is grafted onto a vegetative plant and that is not producing any floral stimulus. The determination, the commitment of a cell to a particular fate, is process influenced by the action of the extracellular environment and the content of the cell on the cell's genome. Determination is not something that is visible under the microscope. Cells do not change their appearance when they become determined. Determination is followed by differentiation, the actual changes in biochemistry, structure, and the function that result in cells of different types. The next process is differentiation. We can see. Then the determination implies a stable change. The fate of determined cells does not change. For example, in a day neutral tobacco, the plant typically flower after producing about 41 leaves or nodes. That means of the determination is a stable change. The fate of determined cells does not change. That is the for example, the meristematic cell committed to formation of a leaf. Therefore, they can form a leaf. But in the process, the formation of leaf, the stable change, but the fate, that is the formation of leaf cannot change. That is the determination. For example, this tobacco plant in an experiment to measure the floral determination of auxiliary birds flowering tobacco plant. See in this diagram, the plant having the leaf one, second leaf, then third leaf, fourth leaf, and they proceeds in 33 number of leaf, then 34 number, then 35, 36, 37, 38. Now in this experiment, the floral determination of the auxiliary birds flowering tobacco plants were decapitated just above the 34th leaf from the bottom. That is, the plant cut from this 34th leaf, and they are grafted on another root stock. This plant released from apical dominance, and the auxiliary bud of the 34th leaf grew out, and after producing 7 more leaves, that is for a total of 41 leaves. See here, this is the plant cut from this 34th leaf, and then after 34th the plant produce more 7 leaves, that is 35, 37, 36, 38, 39, 40 and 41. After the plant producing 7 more leaves, it flowering. Then it flowering after the 41 leaves. That means in day-natal tobacco plant typically flower after producing about 41 leaves or nodes. This experiment by McDaniel in 1996. If the 34th bud was exits from the plant and either rooted or grafted onto a stalk without leaves near the base, it produces a complete set of leaves, that is the total 41 leaves before flowering. This result shows that the 34th bud was not yet florally determined. The florally determined bud is 41 number of leaves. Now another example or experiment, the donor plant was decapitated or cut above the 37th leaf. This time the 37th auxiliary bud forward after producing 4 leaves. In all 3 situations, the results demonstrate that the terminal bud become florally determined after initiating 37 leaves. Thus, the experiment shows that number of nodes a meristem produces before flowering is a function of 2 factors, that is the strength of the floral stimulus from the leaves and the competence of the meristem to respond to the signal. The determined state is usually expressed, but this may require an additional signal. In some cases, the expression of flowering may delay or they can arrested even after the apex becomes determined, unless it receives a second developmental signal that stimulates expression. For example, intact of Lolium temulentum, darnel ryegrass, common name darnel ryegrass, from the Poaceae family, plant become committed to flowering after a single exposure to long day. In this lolium, shoot apical meristem is exists 28 hours will produce normal inflorescence in culture, but only if the become hormone gibberellic acid is present in the medium. Because of apices culture from plant grow and in short days never flower even in the presence of gibberellic acid or GA. We can conclude that long days are required for determination in lolium, whereas GA is required for expression of the determined state. Now, the determination is the process followed by differentiation, and differentiation often involves a change in appearance as well as function. The determination is a commitment, the floral realization of that commitment is differentiation. The differentiated cells are different from one another, sometimes visually as well as in their protein product. Differentiation follows determination as the cell elaborates a cell-specific developmental program. The differentiation results in the presence of cell type that have specific function, and during plant development, the cell adopt a cell fate according to their development context. Cell differentiation is only a part of the larger picture of plant development, as plant organ of the tissue system from in response to positional signals, and the cell type must be specified in the proper spatial pattern. For example, the spacing of trichome and stomata within the protoderm must be specified before their precursor cells begin differentiation. Exchange of signal among neighboring cells is an important aspect of the processes of spatial patterning and cell differentiation. For long distance, signal are required so that the strand of xylem and phloem cells within the leaf vascular bundles connect perfectly with those in the stem. Differentiation in plants refer to the processes by which distinct cell type arises from precursor cells and become different from each other. Plants have about a many basic cell types that are required for everyday functioning and survival. Additional cell types are required for sexual reproduction. While the basic diversity of plant cell type is low compared to animals, these cells are strikingly different. For example, some cells such as parenchyma cells retain the potential to respond to environmental factors and hormonal signals throughout their life, and under the right condition can be transformed into another cell type, that is the trans differentiation. Other cells such as the water conducting vessels element undergo cell death as part of their differentiation pathway, and thus can never differentiate to another cell type. The differentiation is plant referred to processes by which distinct cell type arises from precursor cells and become different from each other. The differences among mature cells are ultimately derived from the apical meristems, population of embryonic cells at the tips of the shoot and root. The cell derived from root apical meristem and shoot apical meristems. The cambium is differentiate and mature. They perform the specific function. This act leading to the maturation is termed as differentiation. The meristematic cells are uniform in appearance. They are small and cuboidal in shape and have a thin flexible cell walls, a high nucleus to cytoplasm ratio and dense cytoplasm with numerous ribosomes. The first step in the differentiation pathway is the formation of the precursor of three tissue system, that is protoderm, dermal tissue system, formation of epidermis, then ground meristems, ground tissue system, formation of parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, then procambium, that is the vascular tissue system, formation of xylem and phloem, water conducting tissue. Each of the three tissue system is found in a predictable location and consist of one or more multicellular tissues that carry out a unique function. First, dermal tissue system is found at the surface of the plant and consists of a single tissue type, that is epidermis. The epidermis found in dermal tissue, that is function of epidermis to protect the plant from water loss and to permit gas exchange and to provide a barrier to the invasion of harmful fungi and other microorganisms. And ground tissue occurs internally to dermal tissue and may consist of three tissue types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. The function of parenchyma, photosynthesis and storage, and collenchyma and sclerenchyma function to support the above ground part of the plant. Then third tissue system is vascular tissue system, occur at the center of roots, stems and leaves and function long distance transports of water and solids. It consists xylem, water conducting tissue, and phloem, food conducting tissue. For example of cell differentiation, trichomes, vessel element, bundle sheath cells. Bundle sheath cells present in C3 plant for the barrier of water loss, then or starvation. Then during this differentiation, cell undergo few to major structural changes both in their cell walls and protoplasm. For example, to form a trachary element, the cell would lose their protoplasm. The living differentiated cells that by now have lost capacity to divide and can regain the capacity of division under certain condition. This phenomena is termed as de-differentiation. For example, interfascicular cambium and cork cambium, the fully differentiated parenchyma cells form meristem. While doing so, such meristem or tissue are able to divide and produce cells that once again lose the capacity to divide but the mature to perform specific function, that is get redifferentiated. That is, this phenomena is the redifferentiation. For example, the plant tissue culture is an example of redifferentiation in which parenchyma cells are made to divide under controlled laboratory condition. This dedifferentiation and redifferentiation processes we can see in next topics or next video, that is the what is dedifferentiation or redifferentiation, we can discuss about in detail. Okay, thank you.